Hey guys. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about I guess you could say, the pitfall that comes with a lot of attempts to do that introspective work on getting yourself, expansive and elevated and healed and, enlightened and all that kind of stuff. And that is the personality cult mentality and what that is and what that usually does mean and what happens. Okay. Sometimes people, when they are getting started or they are, desperately looking for something that'll help them to kind of get a little bit more control, get a little bit more insight into, how they can change maybe the way they think, getting over some emotional stresses, spiritual stresses, things like that. It becomes more about the group, more about the instructor, and less about the work that needs to be done. And I see this time and time and again, with groups that I have going on right now, with groups that I've seen other people, attending, groups I've witnessed, like watched online, seminars like that. There's always this weird divide, and unfortunately, it does not stack up in the favor of the actual spiritual practice. It's more like for every one person that is actually there to do the work, apply the work, get it done, take the path of mastery, get themselves into a place where they're truly strong and empowered. There's about 6 people that are really there because they want the company, they want to be a part of that community, and suddenly it becomes a cult of personality. And no, I'm not talking about the Living Color song. What do I mean, a cult of personality? All of the sudden, it is about community according to another set of rules and regulations. Things that we, well, not, I'm not going to say we because I personally don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about it, but I know a lot of people who do. That people would derisively attack the church for, or politics for. It's all about, rules and dogma, creating this artificial community. I keep forgetting the name of this documentary that my roommate and I watched the other day, and it's about this man who disguises himself as a new age yoga guru guy. He's a white guy, puts on makeup, goes on dons, makes himself looks like this very 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 enlightened swami. He's going around and he's teaching basic teachings, basic Eastern teachings on, not just enlightenment, but de-stressing, controlling your anxiety, fixing different aspects of your life and your attitude, getting into a stage of enlightenment and calmness and, and centeredness and all that good stuff. I mean, he's doing a very good job. He acquires this great big following, and then when he outs himself as not being who he said he was, it was an interesting thing that happened. And it's a lot like what I've seen happen in these groups too. The people who did the work didn't care. They applied the work, they applied the knowledge, and they actually turned it into something for themselves. They were in a better place. They were in a better place. And the people who didn't, the people who were just going there to have a place to go, the people that were going there because they were, it was more about him than it was about the work. That it was more about going to see the people, to be a part of this place, as opposed to doing the work. They crumbled to pieces, and they were the ones who were betrayed, and they were the ones who, nah. And the funny thing is that what happened to them, no matter where they went, whether or not he was telling the truth. And so I really wanted to actually talk to you folks about that. And it can really be, I mean, this can be a sensitive topic for people, but I mean, for people who end up going to these focus groups and things like that for, healing, emotional healing and clearing, and, why does it take some people 15, 20 years? Why does it take people, a million different courses? Is it really about doing the work? Is anyone actually doing the work? And this is one of the things that I have a big issue with when it comes to the stuff that I teach and the work that I do. Especially, in and around the Seattle area. Sometimes people are more into acquiring the knowledge sort of becoming their own library, their own diary, but they don't even apply that knowledge either. They don't even apply it. They just want to have it. There are people that believe in magic, don't want to learn how to use spells. They'll ask me to cast spells for them, but they don't want to do it. That's not my job. My job is to help people get to a better place. My job is to help people actually grow and evolve. But if people are not going to do the work, to actually do the work that is being taught, that is being advised, that is actually getting them where they need to go, because it's more important to have your free will to doubt, and that'll never happen to me. Okay, fine. Move on. Move on. Obviously, it's more important for you to be right than for you to be happy. Move on. I'm really starting to get agitated, I have to say, with a lot of the spiritual community that will not put in the work. And it does feel like a lot of these places are turning into cults of personality. And I just want to challenge everyone who's interested, get out there and do the work. You want to talk about healing and working on these things and things like that. Are we doing the meditations? Are we doing spells? Are we doing clearings? Are we actually committing to that? Are we committing to more constructive lifestyles? Are we purifying our homes? Are we keeping our energy in good hygiene? You can't say there aren't resources out there, because there are. There's spells all over my page. There's also guided meditations. There are plenty of websites out there that also teach, and there's not only things like saging are almost common sense these days. I mean, you don't really need anyone to teach you how to do that. It's really just a matter of, are you committed to doing the work, or are you just in the place where you can talk about it? If you're only in the place where you can talk about it, that's called a pre-contemplative stage, and that's where a lot of people are when they get sucked into personality cults. Because personality cults don't ask you to do anything. They just ask you to show up, maybe even toss them a buck or two. And they'll make you feel very special for being there. I'm not going to do that. You need to be able to do the work and get stronger. All right? And get better. All right? I mean, and there's some, even when it comes to tarot readings, I get some of the most bizarre things happen. I had a gentleman the other day who... I told him, looks like he's going to get a job. So what did he do? He's like, well, you told me I was going to get the job, so I didn't bother to call them back. I figured they were just going to call me back. And he didn't get the job. After I told him, don't worry, go ahead and call them back. You're going to get the job. You're not bugging them. He took that as, I got the job. Oh, thank God, Nico. Thank you for giving me this relief. I'll just sit here and do nothing. And it cost him the job. Really, people? You have to do the work, okay? Otherwise, again, it is just a cult of personality, and that is not a safe place to be. We don't want these techniques and these efforts and these teachings to just be ideas, these amusing thoughts that you watch other people do. People who actually have a lot of success, I mean, there are some things that are really turning around for some people close to me, but you know what? These are also the people who are not afraid to take risks. Now, there are some people that, that do come to me for energy healing, for things that they don't need energy healing for, things that they do, and believe me, there are some things in your life that spiritually you will need to take care of on your own. Cult of personality would say, hey, don't worry, don't go for that, go for your guru. Your guru could take care of that for you. Don't worry, you're okay because you have a guru. Yeah, that's not me. I'm not your guru. Never was, never will be. I'm just trying to help you out, and help you get stronger. And hopefully that will happen here pretty soon. So, you know what? I've got to get back to grinding out a few more video files here, and then I'm really going to try and step it up a bit. Again, we talk about some things easy things for people to do so they can get the work done to get their energy taken care of. If you don't believe that energy affects the reality and energy affects how your thoughts manifest and your thoughts manifest as energy and things like that, I don't know why you're watching my channel or why you are looking at this route as a way to get control of your life. I can tell you right now, when I make my videos and I try to teach my lessons, I take for granted that I'm talking to people that already believe, not want to believe. Okay? So please just think about that, and I'll talk to you later.